10 years, we finally got ourselves into shape.
It's about time.
Very Apple. It's very Apple. Any and every opportunity to see you, to say hello to you, to find out how your spirit is. I'm so glad that all of the above is happening in real time. How are you?
Thank you. I feel the same way. As I was walking in, I was thinking I talked to you definitely more than some of my family members in the sweetest way, just because you have been so wonderful and you've seen me through a lot. And it's been wonderful to see all of this happen for you. And
thank you.
I'm just, I'm in a really good place and I'm excited about what's happening.
We're going to talk about that. And I just want to get this out of the way because it deserves to be honored and acknowledged. Congratulations on finding, happiness with someone in your life you get to share experiences with. And I'm sure that it was a wonderful occasion, but doesn't it just get better in the days that follow and the months and the years that will follow?
I definitely can agree to that.
Yeah.
It has been such a dream so far, and I know it'll come with, ebbs and flows, but it's the most beautiful person that I could do that with.
Yeah. No, congratulations to both of you.
Yeah.
I feel like when we first started speaking, you'd lived so much life already. And so it was actually pretty natural, I think, for the two of us who are curious about what goes on behind the music and is going on in the spirit of the human being to fall into a deeper place pretty quick. That being said, you have honored that work with increasing dedication in the years that have followed. I think about the last 10 years even, and all the changes that went on when you put out Revival and the anniversary that's upon you, and how much you've done for others, not just for yourself in that time. I guess my question, Selena, is that when anniversaries come back around, do you allow yourself the grace to be able to acknowledge how far you've traveled?
Definitely. It doesn't mean that it's easy to, because sometimes you can get stuck in a place, and I'm just finally happy to say that I don't feel stuck. It feels so beautiful and it feels wonderful, and I think that's what I want to be now, is everything and more of what I've been given in the past 3 years have been such a blessing. So.
Does that change the way that you go about doing your work around Rare Impact Fund, helping others, nonprofit organizations to increase awareness around mental health, when you're able to take a step back and have done the work, have better tools to help yourself? Does it alter the way that you approach the work for others than it did when you were in it, learning and contributing at the same time?
I think when you have experienced something that another person has maybe felt in a different way, there's naturally this connection that you're able to connect with someone on a level of maybe it's trauma or codependency or whatever it feels like. You can walk through that with someone, but it's never good to lean on someone. So it's always important to find, the point of all of this, which is I'm grateful Rare exists. Rare Beauty has changed my life, and I'm so grateful. But before we sold a single product, we made a promise that 1% of sales will go directly to the Rare Impact Fund, which our goal is to raise $100 million in 10 years for mental health for youth all over the world. So we're already global, and we reach over 2 million people, and we have already seen the groundwork. We've seen what's been going on, and to know that behind every product that's going on is the biggest gift.
Yeah, it's interesting, the idea of Rare being helping people to discover, to enhance their own external beauty, but also using it to contribute to that really important part of the equation, which is how do I feel about myself on the inside?
Right. I think that was the whole reason Rare Beauty was created, because I'm not going to lie, I'm not sure I was really sure what would happen to me in the beauty space. I'm very comfortable in my lane with music and film and TV. But I thought it would be interesting to give it a go as someone who has never had real experience. I'm not that great. I made people do this. So I feel like it's more so relatable. I wanted people to feel like they were able to tangibly do something because I'm not skilled in it. And then at the same time, even our products have designs that are uniquely for people who have dexterity issues like myself. So arthritis or any sort of, immune system, it kind of all helps. It's all a part of it.
Yeah, it's a brilliant balance between the aspiration of something like that, but also the acknowledgement that, everybody's experience is going to be different. You talked about relatability. Mm-hmm. I think that comes from people recognizing that you've always been very unfailingly honest at where you are in your life. Mm-hmm. And I haven't had a chance to talk to you about what it is for people to look up to you even when you can't really look at yourself at that moment in time, and being happy now on some of those times when you were trying to establish a relationship with people and inspire people, but perhaps you weren't feeling particularly inspired yourself.
In a way, yeah. That's why they say giving back actually, and in a way, fulfills a need in you. I think when I was younger, the idea of being someone looked up to, it was way too much pressure. And now I just want to feel like I'm not someone to necessarily always look up to. It's more that I just have a mission. I have a purpose. Yeah. And behind everything that I do, there's always going to be a purpose, from the projects I choose to the music I release. There's always a reason. There's always a meaning for me.
At that moment in time.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly where what I can offer is where I'm at, who I am in that moment, whether that's complicated or not. I've always been honest. What's
your relationship like with an album like Revival, taking that honesty into account? Because like we said, 10 years on, what a beautiful life you have laid out for yourself now to enjoy and to benefit from all that work. But you'd reached a crossroads, from what I can remember, back in 2015, where you were leaving some stuff behind and making some new choices.
Yeah. Man, it was fun. I just remember feeling so liberated, and however that looked, from Good For You to all of these other, same old love, it felt like I had a whole new rebirth.
Yeah.
And I just look at that time fondly, and I'm so happy to celebrate it.
What about like reflection in general, though? You've got so much to look forward to. When someone tells you, hey, it's been 10 years since you put an album out, you're just like, whoa, that's not on my bingo card right now.
I'm like, wait, why?
Wait, what?
How did this happen?
Yeah, it's like, don't remind me of that. What are you talking
that
about?
That makes me feel weird.
But when you think about your music and do you leave it behind when you've finished? Have you received what you need to get out of it and you leave it to other people to enjoy? Or do you like to reflect on your music after it's put out?
Yeah, no, I think I just say it and leave it.
Move on.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really think too into a certain song being anything other than what it was to me. And I love how people have interpreted my music and what it stands for. I'm very proud of that. But I'm also just, I don't know, I'm just equally as proud to do what I do every day. And
it frees you up to enjoy music as a fan.
I hope so.
And so let's talk a little bit about what that experience is. A few years back, I had a pretty sort of mind-blowing experience where something I'd never really given my time to, a sort of form of modern ambient music, presented itself to me.
Yeah.
Just showed up out of nowhere and changed a lot of things for me.
I believe that.
Really did. Like it put me on a path to starting a chill station here and changed the way I make music and listen to music, and even how I heard heavy music. All of a sudden I could hear the ambience in it, and it just opened up a whole side of me. So I'd love to know sort of how music shows up for you just in your life and how you choose to use it, and not just to have a good time, but I mean, is it a tool in other ways? Is it a friend in other ways?
I think music is it's just the language that you want to feel and speak. Sometimes I'll listen to, everyone's different, right? When you listen to a song, what do you listen to first? I'm a lyrics girl. So I always am enticed by the cleverness, by the sadness, by the hidden meanings behind anything. And that's thrilling, because then I take it in as my version, and those are the songs I remember the most. And they're usually associated with some probably painful times, but those are the best moments. Sometimes when you want to cry, that's why people say, just put on, for me.
Yeah, what's one of yours?
Joji, Glimpse of Us, Joji. That one, kills me every time when I need a good cry.
Yeah, I have playlists.
Oh, me too.
to cry to.
Yes.
Like one of them is
Absolutely.
called "Not Gonna Lie, This Shit Is Really Sad." That's what the name of my person. No,
I'd
it's like
actually be intrigued to listen to that,
super
though.
honest though. At the very least,
I think mine just says sad, happy,
just super direct.
only like positive. I actually have a folder called positive music. So if I want to only hear things that I can digest. So back to your point, music plays a huge part into what happens, I think, mentally. I was actually talking about it before we came in. Not sure if this is true, so I might be totally making this up right now. But there was a study about how they used 3 mice and they separated them and they had mazes, each of them. And in one, they played a certain type of music, and another, they played death metal type of really fun but head-banging music, and then they did classical music. It affected each of the mice differently, and how they went through the paths and how they went through the mazes to get to their endpoint, and all of them were different.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true, guys.
Makes
All I
total
know
sense.
is there is something neurologically that you feel. It's visceral.
100%. I see it with my mother who has advanced dementia, and we can't communicate conventionally anymore. There's just no conversations. Thanks, Selena. But there's no and it's happening a lot with a lot of people I know. So I only bring this up because I think it could help people who were in a similar situation to me, where you sort of feel like you're lying to the person that knows you the best. And when you're not able to communicate conventionally with someone who really knew when you were lying, even as a kid, you feel like the biggest fraud of all time. And so the only way I could truly communicate with her was I would play music that she could relate to, and boom, she'd be in the room right there singing.
Oh, that gave me chills.
And you know, I get an "I love you" back when music is playing. And so it's really
beautiful.
It's taught me a lot about the power of music and frequency and the notes and the truth that comes out of that. And you feel that more than anyone when you make music.
Oh, definitely. Even when I'm, able to perform it live, I feel it viscerally. I feel the passion behind every word I say, every beat, every moment I can hit. It just makes it more satisfying because it comes from a place of honesty. I had no idea I'm really sorry, but that's really beautiful that you were able to find that.
And it is true.
That way of communicating.
There are studies being done to look into that.
I believe it.
Do you miss the cadence of performing live? I got to ask it.
I know. I think the only thing I genuinely miss is probably the interaction. I don't know about ever performing, and I'm not going to say I would never again, because who knows? And I'm always saying I'll never, and then I'm back. So